Are you seeing the emergency call restricted workshop warning on your Skoda dashboard? Don't ignore it, but don't panic either. Dealers may replace parts and charge a high repair bill, but those parts may not actually need to be replaced. Before replacing any parts, know the real cause. Don't extra pay until you know the real cause. In this video, you'll discover what's really causing this warning and how to identify the correct solution before spending your money. But first, let me ask you something. If your dealer tells you that your Skoda needs an expensive telematics control module replacement, would you approve the repair immediately? Or would you first want to know whether the real problem is simply a software issue, a weak backup battery, a communication fault, or something much easier to fix? Think about that for a moment, because the answer could save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Here's why I asked. Many Skoda owners see this warning and immediately assume the worst. After visiting a workshop, some are told that major components need replacing. Others receive repair estimates that seem surprisingly expensive. But what many drivers don't realize is that this single warning message can be triggered by several completely different problems. Unless the real cause is identified first, replacing expensive parts may not solve the issue at all. So before we talk about fixing it, let's first understand what this warning is actually trying to tell you. The emergency call restricted. Workshop message doesn't usually mean your engine, transmission, brakes or steering have failed. Instead, it's related to your vehicle's eCall emergency communication system. This is the system designed to automatically contact emergency services after a serious accident or whenever you press the SOS button inside the vehicle. If the car detects that this system may not work correctly, it displays this warning and asks you to visit a workshop. Now let me ask you another question. Does that automatically mean the emergency system itself is broken? Not necessarily. And this is exactly where so many people get confused. One group believes that if the dashboard says workshop, there must be a major hardware failure. From their perspective, modern vehicles are full of advanced electronics. If a warning appears, replacing the faulty control module seems like the safest and quickest solution. After all, why would the car display such an important warning if nothing serious was wrong? That sounds logical, doesn't it? But here's the other side of the story. Many experienced technicians have discovered that two cars displaying the exact same warning can have completely different underlying causes. One vehicle may need nothing more than a software update, while another may only require replacing a small backup battery. Yet another could simply have a communication issue between electronic modules. Only a smaller number of vehicles actually need a complete telematics control module replacement. That's why guessing based on the warning message alone can become an expensive mistake. So the obvious question becomes, if the same warning can be caused by several different faults, how do you know which one is affecting your own car? Let's start with the most common cause. Inside the telematics control unit is a small rechargeable backup battery. Its job is simple but extremely important. If your vehicle's main 12-volt battery is damaged during a serious collision, this backup battery keeps the emergency call system alive long enough to contact emergency services and transmit your vehicle's location. But like every rechargeable battery, it doesn't last forever. After years of charging and discharging, especially while being exposed to heat inside the vehicle, its capacity gradually drops. Eventually, the system detects that the battery can no longer provide enough backup power and triggers the emergency call restricted. Workshop warning. This is one of the most common reasons owners see this message, especially on vehicles that are several years old. But here's where things become even more interesting. What if I told you that sometimes the backup battery is perfectly healthy, yet the car still says it's faulty? Sounds impossible? It isn't. In some vehicles, software updates or errors in the battery health calculation can incorrectly determine that the battery has reached the end of its life. In reality, the battery may still have plenty of usable capacity, but the software believes otherwise and triggers the warning anyway. In situations like this, replacing the battery immediately may not even solve the problem because the real issue is inside the software itself. Now think about what that means. If one workshop replaces the battery without checking the software, and another workshop updates the software first, which customer is likely to spend less money? This is exactly why proper diagnosis matters. But the backup battery isn't the only possible cause. Imagine your vehicle is communicating with several electronic modules every time you start the engine. If that communication is interrupted, even for a moment, the emergency call system may believe something is wrong. Sometimes this happens because the vehicle's main 12-volt battery has become weak. During engine startup, the voltage briefly drops lower than expected. That temporary voltage drop can interrupt communication between the telematics module and other control units, causing the warning to appear, even though the emergency call hardware is still functioning normally. So now we have another important question. If a weak main battery can trigger the same warning as a failing backup battery, how can anyone know which battery is actually responsible? And believe it or not, we are still not finished. There is another cause that many people never think about, and it can make diagnosing this warning even more confusing. And that brings us to another hidden cause that many owners, and even some repair shops, overlook. The emergency call system depends on a roof-mounted antenna to communicate with the outside world. That antenna isn't just for navigation or radio, it's also responsible for helping the eCall system send emergency information. If water enters the antenna housing, the internal electronics can corrode over time. In other cases, the electrical connections may become loose or develop resistance from years of vibration. When that happens, the telematics module may think it has lost communication with the antenna and trigger the emergency call restricted. Workshop warning, even though the rest of the vehicle appears to be working perfectly. Now let me ask you something. If the warning can be caused by a backup battery, software, the main 12-volt battery, or even an antenna problem, does replacing the first part you suspect really make sense? Probably not. And that's exactly why professional technicians don't rely on the dashboard message alone. They perform a diagnostic scan first. Think of it this way. Imagine two different patients walk into a hospital with the same symptom. A high fever. One has the flu, while the other has a bacterial infection. The symptom is identical, but the treatment is completely different. If a doctor prescribed medicine without running any tests, the patient could receive the wrong treatment. Your Skoda works in a very similar way. The dashboard warning is only a symptom. It tells you something is wrong, but it doesn't tell you what is wrong. That's where diagnostic trouble codes or DTCs become so important. By connecting a professional diagnostic tool to the vehicle, technicians can access the telematics control unit and read the stored fault codes. Those codes reveal whether the problem is related to the backup battery, software, communication, the antenna, or an actual hardware failure. For example, if the diagnostic system reports codes related to the emergency backup battery, that's a strong clue that the backup power supply should be inspected first. If the scan reports an internal software or checksum error, a software update or module reprogramming may solve the problem. Communication-related fault codes often point technicians toward wiring, network communication, or voltage issues rather than failed hardware. And only when the diagnostic results indicate a true internal control module failure should replacing the telematics unit become the primary recommendation. So here's another important question. What happens if someone skips all of those diagnostic steps and simply clears the warning code? Will the problem disappear? In many cases, no. Some owners notice the warning disappears briefly after the fault memory is cleared. Everything seems normal and they think the issue has been fixed. But then they start the car the next morning and the exact same warning comes back. Why? Because clearing a warning isn't the same as repairing the fault. The vehicle performs another self-check during startup. If the original problem still exists, the system detects it again and immediately displays the warning. That's why simply erasing fault codes rarely provides a permanent solution. Now we've identified the possible causes and we've learned why guessing. or replacing parts without diagnosis can become very expensive. But the next question is even more important. Once you've identified the real cause, what's the correct solution? Can some issues be fixed without replacing expensive components? And when is replacing the telematics module actually unavoidable? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. The good news is that not every emergency call restricted. Workshop warning requires expensive repairs. The correct solution depends entirely on what the diagnostic scan reveals. That's why identifying the real cause always comes before replacing any parts. Let's start with one of the simplest situations. Suppose the diagnostic results show that the backup battery has simply reached the end of its service life. In that case, replacing only the backup battery may be all that's needed. But even after installing a new battery, the repair often isn't finished. The vehicle usually needs the battery history or adaptation values to be reset using a compatible diagnostic tool. If that step is skipped, the system may continue displaying the warning because it's still using the old battery health data stored in memory. Now let's consider a different scenario. What if the backup battery is still healthy? Believe it or not, that happens more often than many people expect. In some vehicles, the warning is caused by software rather than hardware. The system incorrectly calculates the battery's condition or develops a communication error after a software update. In these situations, technicians may resolve the issue by installing the latest software, resetting the emergency call battery history, or performing the necessary adaptation procedures. No battery replacement is needed because the battery was never the problem in the first place. But what if the diagnostic scan points toward the vehicle's main 12-volt battery? This is another situation that's easy to overlook. A weak 12-volt battery can cause communication interruptions during engine startup. If testing confirms that the battery is no longer maintaining proper voltage, replacing the main battery and ensuring it's correctly registered or coded, where required, may eliminate the warning without touching the emergency call module at all. Now here's another question. What if the software is updated, the batteries are healthy, and the warning still refuses to disappear? At that point, technicians begin checking the antenna, wiring, and electrical connections. A damaged antenna, corroded connector, loose wiring harness, or communication fault between modules can all interrupt the emergency call system. Repairing those underlying issues may restore normal operation without replacing the telematics control unit. So when does the expensive telematics control module actually need replacement? Only after proper diagnosis confirms an internal hardware failure. If the module itself has failed internally and the diagnostic evidence supports that conclusion, replacement becomes the correct repair. The new module must then be programmed and adapted to the vehicle before the emergency call system can operate normally again. Simply installing another module without the required programming isn't enough. This is exactly why I started the video with that warning. Dealers may replace parts and charge a high repair bill, but those parts may not need to be replaced. That's not because every dealer is wrong, but because the dashboard warning alone cannot identify the failed component. Only a proper diagnostic process can do that. The same warning can be caused by multiple completely different faults, and each one has a different solution. So here's the biggest takeaway from this video. If you ever see emergency call restricted, workshop on your Skoda, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Start with a proper diagnostic scan. Identify the exact fault code. Confirm whether the issue is related to software, the backup battery, the main battery, the antenna, communication between modules, or an actual control module failure. Only then should you approve any repairs. That simple approach could save you a significant amount of money while ensuring your vehicle's emergency call system is repaired correctly. And before you leave, I'd like to ask you one final question. If the same dashboard warning can be triggered by several completely different problems, should anyone ever approve an expensive repair without first seeing the diagnostic evidence? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.